Okay, now let's try to keep this one short for a change. So it starts off with a sort of sustained and slid in power chord on the 14th fret of the A string and 16th fret of the D string. So it's with a more of an accent on the A string. And then it goes to right, so once again, slower. Then you slide into the next part. And then you have a little gimmick here. And then you resolve to, and here you're trying to get this major third shape with more of an accent on the third itself, if you're looking at it as a dyad, chord, and you're trying to make like a slow vibrato, but it's actually not a vibrato, it's more like a half step bend, so it's just try to imagine with this on top. Okay, so after this one you go now we have a sort of a sweep, but it's more like a rake than a sweep because it's kind of muted and fast. Basically you're just interested in this top note right here, but you're kind of raking your way in it, so it's more like going up and down the same scale shape. You kind of get the idea, right? Or you can even go legato. Sorry. And maybe pick the last one, which is, which requires the pinch harmonic. So, again, from the beginning of this part. So you're now going into right. It's basically you're having these notes which you're sliding in after you're sliding into and then you have and now comes the tricky part from the end. Sorry, it's starting to get a little noisy because I'm doing it too slow and strings are starting to ring out. Now, I'll play it again, just as slow, or probably even slower, but for the beginning, just pay attention to the actual notes. Don't pay attention to the fact that I'm picking all of them, because the only reason why I'm picking all of them is because, again, it's very slow and I have to kind of sustain that attack somehow and keep the rest of the strings from ringing. Right, so again, we have and you're finishing off with a. So the way you actually want to pick this is more like, so it's more of a legato style. So let me just switch on the neck pickup not to have this screechy sound while doing it slow. So you're picking the first one, then you're pulling off the rest. Get comfortable with this. Right, so all of these are just hammer on and pull off. Now, this one you can make it like a hammer on from nowhere, or you can just pluck it. Sorry. Or then the next one for sure has to be plucked. Then the next one, again, you can start with a hammer on from nowhere or just pluck the first one, but the rest of it is legato. Next one is plucked. Next one is hammer on and pull off with a downstroke pick on the first one. Again, hammer on from nowhere, or feel free to pick it. Then again, and right, pick and pull off. And you finish off with this. So let's try this slow with the legato also. Although it might sound a bit crappy at the slow speed, but it's a tutorial, right? ages-old problem when something becomes muscle memory. I no longer know what I'm doing, so sorry for messing up the first one. This last one was with the correct sequence of notes. So once again. And try to squeeze in a vibrato at the last minute. Alright, so once again from the very beginning, moderate speed. Alright, let's do it one more time. Let's start again, because I went on the neck pickup for no reason. Right? So yeah, kind of sloppy playing, but again, it's usually taking me quite a lot of takes to make the actual cover anyway, so that's one. And two, again, I kind of fail to play slow, especially when I have it ingrained in my muscle, because otherwise I can't think and play at the same time, and also I have to dig in and remember what the hell I'm doing and what the sequence of notes is. Plus, again, my fingers are full of blisters. Not making excuses, just letting you know what happens when you're not playing for a long time and then you're already, you're all of a sudden deciding to make a ton of videos in just one sitting. So yeah, just want to outline the notes one last time. This time is going to be neck pickup, not to annoy your ears. However, there will be no pinch harmonics and cool stuff like that, which only gets the proper sound on the bridge pickup for the solo. So sorry again. Again, this last round was just to outline the notes, not the exact picking pattern and melodic, do-over. So yeah, if you need to rewatch the uh, the previous ones, just rewind. It's the fucking internet. You have unlimited times to rewind and even mess around with the speed. So if I wasn't slow enough, just make it slower by altering the speed. But in my opinion, this was already too slow, up to the point or down to the point where I could no longer play it properly. So take it easy, practice it slow, and then try to eventually play it against the original one. You'll crash and burn at first, it's normal, no problem. Just alternate between slow and fast, and eventually you'll get there. It's not that hard, but make sure you have them ingrained in your muscle memory, because otherwise, especially for the fast part at the end, if you really try to, you know, think like in real time, like all the notes in advance, you'll just fail miserably. So make sure you actually dream this pattern, you know, like even in your sleep, you have to have the, you know, the fingers, yeah, moving in sequence for the whole thing to succeed. So till next time.